It's 44 days to the presidential and parliamentary elections. Count on us for up-to-the-minute coverage of the electoral process from now till when the president is sworn in. Hello and welcome to JoyNews Today. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, all social media handles, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I'm Emefa Akosia Adeti. Top stories this hour. Pediatrician worried about psychosocial impact of illegal mining on mothers, children, and families in mining areas. Stakeholders worried about a rise in teenage pregnancy in the Upper West region. We've also got up-to-date of the campaign trail as well as the National Science and Maths Quiz. We've got these plus business news, sports news, and world news in this package. Please stay for details. Welcome back, and this is your election headquarters. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, now together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness, and Beauty. Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service, and YouthBridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. Now, the opposition National Democratic Congress Campaign Committee on Mining is confident the party's outlined policies have the potential to transform small-scale mining in the country. The party plans to decentralize regulatory and licensing processes for artisanal mining to enhance responsible mining among sector players. And a member of the campaign committee, Michael Kojopepra, believes the extraction of gold should be encouraged alongside proper measures to protect the environment. Nana Yaojima visited 4 constituencies in the Ashanti region, and with the team, they filed the following report.
The issue of gold mining has become topical in the few months leading to the general election. All leading political parties have proposed strategies to manage illegal mining in their manifestos. The NPP government, in seeking re-election, continues to mount a strong defense on the allegations of poor management of the environment as the negative impact of Galamsey remains evident. To the opposition NDC, the small-scale mining sector is relevant in the economic recovery of the country if properly regulated. Michael Kojopepra is campaign committee member.
Here, I know there's no water here, there's no river. What you are doing is you've dug your own borehole and is in the right order. But how we will discharge the waste is what sometimes is a challenge. So we will bring technocrats to partner with you after we've given you licenses so that at least whatever you are doing, you monitor. NDC is the party that brought about small-scale mining in this country. But what we are against is people mining on our water bodies. What we are against is people mining with impunity, people destroying our forest or our water bodies. But if we know that what you are doing is in the right direction, NDC supports it.
The 17-pointer manifesto policies on mining outlines relevant measures to protect the environment. With the manifesto as a guide, the committee members have been touring small-scale mining concessions to educate miners. The miners are expecting policies to ensure their livelihoods are secured with environmental protection in mind.
About 30 communities in the district depend on mining for survival. Those who are not directly involved will need us to buy from them. We are all benefiting from mining here. The Chinese are those in charge of the sites. They can sack us from the sites. If we kick them out of the small-scale mining, we'll be very grateful.
Meanwhile, the group is assuring the John Mahama-led administration, if successful, will decentralize the licensing regime to secure the sector.
We are going to bring Minerals Commission offices at the district level, EPA at the district level, and after that we'll bring something we call the gold board. One, when the district Minerals Commission is here, giving you a license is easy. That is where we would bring the technocrats, right? People who have completed KNUST, UMAT, to as well come and partner with you people.
For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
Hi Nanaya, if you can hear me, give me an update on the NDC's tour.
So basically what they are doing is that the team is going through various mining communities in the Ashanti region. They are going to the sites specifically to speak to the people on the policies that the NDC intends to roll out to help the industry if the National Democratic Congress should win this election. So far, they've been to about 6 constituencies, mining constituencies in the Ashanti region. And tomorrow, they intend to continue in the Obuasi and its enclaves, the mining communities within Obuasi. So it's expected that tomorrow they visit the rock miners in there, and the people who go into the pits, into the belly of the earth to mine, and also explain how the NDC intends to help them, especially with environmental protection in mind.
Okay, let me stay with you. Now, prior to their tour, I remember that they mentioned that they were going to be fighting Galamsey with AI. Have they in any way mentioned that in this area of their tour? So far, that hasn't come up. They are going strictly by what the party manifesto commits to. There are about 17 of them, and those are the things that they are preaching in these communities. So probably we'll have to put that up to them and ask them about that and how the party intends to do so. Thank you so much, Nanaya Ojima. Now, moving on and still on elections, flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, has announced the government's intention to elevate the whole municipality to a metropolitan status. Now, he says that plans are far advanced in this regard by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, and an official declaration would be made soon after all requirements have been met. Addressing the commissioning ceremony of the Home Municipal Assembly Complex, Dr. Bawumia said the move was in fulfillment of a request tendered by the Esogli Traditional Council.
The newly constructed 2-story Home Municipal Assembly Complex houses 40 offices, an assembly hall, a conference room, and ancillary facilities. It is one of the 2 allocated to the Volta region to help resolve the challenge of inadequate office space in the Ho and Kwando municipal assemblies. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, the Ho Municipal Chief Executive and Ho Central NPP parliamentary candidate, Divine Borsen, appealed to the electorate to vote for his party in appreciation of the project.
When you continue to vote, you vote for a forward march. When you vote for development. For 32 years, we've been electing our leaders, presidents, MPs. They have something small to show for your votes or nothing at all. This is the time, if there is anything we can do to say thank you to the MPP as a party and government, is to elect Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia as the next president of this republic. This is the time you reward me with your vote for the hard work I have given to the development of this municipality.
The Vice President and Presidential Candidate of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, asserted that the Akufo-Addo government's investment and infrastructure development surpasses any other government in the Fourth Republic.
Our government in the area of infrastructure is second to none in the Fourth Republic. I'm sure you will all agree with me that when you compare how the assembly building was before and what it is today that we are going to commission, everybody will agree that this is an upgrade. And we should not be trying to reset it back to how it was before. But I have been talking to the Minister for Local Government, and we are happy to say that works are far and away, and very soon we will have Ho declared a metro.
Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Ho.
Away from elections, a pediatrician with the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, Dr. Lawrence Osei-Tutu, has observed the troubling psychosocial impact of illegal mining on mothers, children and families in mining areas. Now, he's worried many Galamseyers abandon their homes and families, leaving children to grow without guidance and vulnerable to rogue social behavioral upbringing, contributing to long-term social and health consequences. Dr. Osei-Tutu asserts that the cycle of neglect in mining communities lack attention, feeding into the broader societal consequences.
What makes a young man hear stories about mining pits collapsing on his colleagues, part of the rituals that they need to do to pacify the gods when they are mining is to sacrifice a human being at a certain point. Whether babies is a human being. You know, I've just described a 30-year-old who has died leaving behind a child and maybe two and a woman. That impact, people don't look at that. But all the problems we have as adults in Ghana, the majority of our health issues, especially the non-communicable diseases, start because our girls are poor, they are malnourished, and they give birth to children who are also malnourished. And the long-term effect is that it sort of has modifications on your body systems. And early in life, by 40, we are already experiencing diabetes and all these problems. Really starts from the way we do not take care of our children. So there's social aspect, there's psychosocial aspect. No father at home, leaving the teenage boy alone at home. People don't listen to that. So I know your question now is, what happens to the baby? The baby will be born deformed and all that. Yes, it is true. But there is a larger picture of looking at the holistic aspect of these activities. What drives fathers to leave home? So those are some of the indirect effects. And then we are talking about taking care of this child. I have no robust social welfare system. If somebody abandons a child in your doorstep right now and you bring the child to Komfanochi or wherever, a robust health welfare system should take care of that child. We don't have anything like that.
Meanwhile, Dr. Albert Kobina-Mensah, a research scientist with the Soil Research Institute, says despite the heavy damages caused to lands by Galamsey operations, revegetation will be effective in reclaiming degraded lands as it will neutralize poisoned lands.
Revegetation.
So at the Galamsey sites?
At the Galamsey site.
And what is the revegetation? What exactly are we supposed to cultivate?
So there are some crops that have been found to be able to sort of either it does absorb the toxic element or it can stabilize it. Example is substitution planting, which is maize.
Okay.
Now we can plant maize at a polluted site. This is the science behind it. The maize is a C4 plant. It's a grass plant. So it is going to take up the toxic element into the root, and it's going to prevent it from getting into the edible part, which is the grain.
Okay.
So we call it substitution planting. Where other plants will fail, that one will do well. So it's a strategy.
So we should make it wholesome to eat.
The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, has announced the construction of Ghana's first manganese refinery set to begin next month. Now, the refinery, to be located at Takwa in the Western region, will bring a major boost to the country's mining industry and increase the value of manganese exports. Now, speaking during a tour to the Ghana Manganese Company, the Lands Minister indicated the government's readiness to ensure value for money in manganese exploitation. Now, Nanaya Boachi Yadom has been filing this report.
Ghana is one of the world's largest with the majority of its production coming from the western region. However, the country has been exporting the mineral in its raw form, resulting in significant losses. Speaking to the media during his tour of the Ghana Manganese Company, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Samuel Abujinapo disclosed that the construction of a manganese refinery is at its concluding stages. Expectations are rife among stakeholders for the project to kick off to reduce the country's large exports of manganese in raw form.
And as you know, Ghana Manganese has been in existence from 1914 and is metamorphosized from one species to the other. And today is Ghana Manganese Company, owned by TMI. And indeed, we've had to visit today because we have gotten to a very momentous and consequential stage of transitioning from Ghana Manganese mining and exporting raw manganese for more than a century today to where we are going to have our first manganese refinery here in Ghana, an estimated $450 million United States dollars investment to build a refinery here in Nsuta, which will then mean that the manganese that is mined here in Ghana Manganese will have value addition, will add value to it and will not export it in its raw form again. And that will mean that Ghana will be participating at the highest end of the value chain, which will have enormous positive implications for our national economy.
According to the minister, the contributions of the GMC to the country's economy are about to skyrocket with the construction of the refinery plant.
It's going to have a lot of linkages in the downstream, in the side linkages and all of that, which is going to create jobs, which is going to generate wealth and prosperity for the local communities here and beyond in our country, which is going to bring in a lot more revenue. And so this is really, really, really a big deal. This is a major breakthrough for our country. Now, it's happened through if I may say, months and almost a year of hard work, real hard work, multiple exchange of technical teams from China to Ghana and Ghana to China, and very laborious negotiations, in many cases with the president himself directing affairs. And this is what has resulted in this significant achievement for our country, where we're going to have a manganese refinery here at Ghana Manganese. And indeed, the managing director, Mr. Yogan, tells me that fingers crossed, all things being equal, we're going to cut the sword for this manganese refinery on November 21st, Thursday, November 21st. And I'm holding him to it.
Managing Director of GMC, Jorgen Egendal, commended the government for its support to the company. He noted the construction of the country's first refinery will ensure value addition.
This is a step in the right direction of starting our refinery project. The value addition is key for our operations, our long-term future operations. We're growing our reserves. Mr. Ampung, the general manager here, is doing a lot of exploration. So we have a good resource, a good life of mine. And now with the refinery coming, and the minister mentioned the salt cutting, we're very proud. This is an enormous importance.
And Abachi, so what more can you report from the minister's tour?
All right, so the minister's tour to the Western region, we've been told, is that generally it's for the Ghana Manganese Company. Now, we know that the Ghana Manganese Company is the only production and an exportation manganese company that we have in the country. Government is intending to create a refinery, which is a $450 million refinery. The minister was there to observe the progress of work. In fact, the negotiations that would go into the construction of this refinery. We have been told that the refinery will be in 3 phases, and the first phase, which will cost about $250 million, and then the second phase, with the third phase, which will all be put together or start in November 21st. The president is expected to be in Takwa and Nsuta to cut sword for the construction of the first refinery for the country. We've been told by the minister that this is also going to ensure that we have value addition. We have there's more that we can do here locally and not depend on the foreign exchange or whatsoever that goes into the mining production.
Has he attempted any sightseeing, especially Galamsey areas?
Well, he did not visit any Galamsey area during his tour yesterday. But then it was generally about the mining industry. Okay. We tried asking questions about illegal mining. Well, the minister also said that For as long as we have a refinery for manganese, there's also going to be what he calls a means for us to do local production, which would not have illegal miners destroying our lands.
Okay, thank you so much, Nana Bwachi-Adom. Now, Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Brigadier General Zubrim Bawa, a year ago has bemoaned the impact the chieftaincy issues in Sampa are having on revenue collection on the border community in the Jama North District. Speaking in Sunyani as part of the Bono regional visit, the Commissioner appealed to stakeholders to help resolve the conflict and complement the authority's innovation to enhance revenue collection for development. Precious Semevo has more.
The visit of the Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Brigadier General Zubrim Bawa Ayorogo, to the Sunyani and Sampa collections in the Bono region provided an opportunity to interact with the staff, inspect the facilities, and discuss operational issues affecting revenue collection. The visit was also to urge the staff to work harder, as well as appeal to the traders and business community to honor their tax obligations to help in the development of the country. Brigadier General Ayorogo asserted that the GRA is improving initiatives to enhance revenue collections, including engaging defaulters.
One key area is tax education. This is something that the GRA has taken on board. We go to church leaders, we go to mosque imams, national chief imam, and so to encourage people to pay taxes. And my movement from company, I even go to companies. A lot of companies are indebted. So we go to encourage them to make good their promises in terms of taxes. Sometimes we do not want to close down the companies. Sometimes a company, I don't want to mention names, have employees, about 800 employees. Imagine closing down the company. It's a fact. By going to appeal to them, we are making some headways.
He, however, noted that conflicts in their operational areas impact revenue collection. He appealed to stakeholders to deal with the Sampa chieftaincy clashes for free business ventures and revenue collection in the border community.
Let's say in the case of Sampa, for example, I'm told that there's some chieftaincy disturbances or dispute, and sometimes, I don't know whether the curfew is still on. As a result, trading activities have slowed down. As a result, we're not making the needed revenues. But at least last year, Sampa did well. But this year, because of these disturbances, we're not getting the revenue that we should get. Obviously, we'll be the greatest beneficiaries in terms of revenue collection if the issues are resolved. So I want the issue to be resolved. The House of Chiefs and all the stakeholders who have some stake in this issue should be able to assist in bringing peace. Without peace, you cannot develop. Without peace, you don't even think of revenue.
Precious Semevo, Joy Business, Sunyani.
Precious, so give me an update on how widespread the issue of chieftaincy disputes in that particular area is.
Yeah, so the German area, German North, Sampa to be specific, this chieftaincy issue has been lingering for some years now, and it's escalated later last year and then early this year, resulting in some casualties and subsequent curfew placed on the communities and surrounding communities. And of course, we know that Sampa is a border town. If you need to connect from this part of the country to Ivory Coast, you need to use that side. And a lot of trading activities goes on there. For that matter, customs personnel are there for revenue collection. And because of the curfew, it is affecting business men and women. And that is an issue that the Commissioner General, Brigadier General Ayorogo, talked about, that it is an issue that needs to be resolved if we need to boost our revenue collection. But that aside, the Commissioner also talked about some logistical issues raised by his personnel to ensure that they are able to discharge their duties well in terms of revenue collection. He assured the personnel that procurement has been made, logistical procurement has been made in terms of vehicles and other logistics that will boost their work. They are all in place. and will be provided as soon as possible to boost their work. And also some other measures that has been rolled out to ensure that revenue is well collected, because as it put it, development is based on the revenue that we collect as a country.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Precious. Now, Executive Director of Non-Governmental Organization, Sadatu Mohammed, has expressed worry over the increase in cases of teenage pregnancy and child marriages in the Upper West region. She paints a national and regional picture using statistics from the Ghana Health Service, pegging the number of teenage pregnancies averagely in a year to a little over 100,000 and 10,000 respectively. Rafiq Salam has this report.
Executive Director of Non-Governmental Organization, Life Again, Sadatu Mohammed, asserted that despite the progress made in advancing the rights and empowerment of girls, millions of them around the world are still denied their rights to education, health and safety. Narrowing the issue to Ghana, she noted that a good number of families still prioritize the education of boys to girls. Sadatu Mohammed used the following statistics in teenage pregnancies and child marriages to buttress her point.
Teenage pregnancy is on the rise yearly, with an average of 107,000 girls between the ages of 10 to 19 years becoming pregnant every year in Ghana. Bringing it home to the Upper West region, almost 10,000 girls become pregnant in our region, with some districts recording at least 2 pregnancies every single day in their districts. These are not just numbers, but real girls who are denied access to education due to teenage pregnancy. Also, child marriage is on the increase, with 1 out of 4 girls in Ghana being married before they turn age 18. The Upper West region is one of the regions with high rates of teenage pregnancy, of child marriage in the country, with a rate of 36%, exceeding the national average of 25%.
She pointed out that the aforementioned issues, coupled with the high number of rape and defilement cases in the region and the country at large, puts the health and safety of girls in jeopardy.
This year's theme, Girls' Vision for the Future, reminds us that girls around the world have dreams, they have ideas, and they have aspirations. And these dreams and ideas are bold, innovative, and transformative. It is our collective responsibility as parents, teachers, policymakers, and community members to listen to them, to support them, and to create spaces where every girl's vision can thrive.
Senior lecturer at the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, Dr. George Jerry, who was the guest speaker, stated that the fight for girls' rights should not be left alone on the hands of women and girls, but should be a collective effort.
It is a collective fight that involves the male. Because most of the times, the men are the perpetrators or the males are the perpetrators. And I have this popular saying in Twi that I've been using many places that I go. I usually say, Dadia in Chadadia. It means a metal, Dadia in Chadadia. It means it is metal that cuts metal. If you use rubber, you cannot cut a metal. If you use stick, you cannot cut a metal. You need a metal to cut a metal. So if men are perpetrating violence and you want to have an issue to deal with it, and you stand as women versus men, you will never succeed.
Some career women and leaders in the region were given the opportunity to speak about their lives in order to motivate and inspire the swathe of girls who were present at the program.
My mother had 3 children, and we are all girls. So if I get it right, they were going to pick it from me. What if I don't get it right? Then they will still learn from me, even if it is negative. So when I turned back and I realized that there was no girl in any tertiary institution in my family, I told myself, I have
updates of how Infantipim kicked out Prempeh College and Sweden as well. Right now, though, do stay for business updates.
Welcome to Business on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Economics lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Priscilla Chubesi-Bafo, is calling on businesses to shy away from politically exposed supply chain deals. According to her, such business operations are likely to be affected negatively after the election outcome fails to favor the parties in their business. Dr. Chubesi was speaking to Joy Business after a panel discussion on the 2024 KPMG Africa CEO's Outlook in Accra.
The CEO's Outlook is an annual report by KPMG that engages the global top business captains on economic trends and projections into the next few years. KPMG in Ghana Versi assembled some key members of the business community to deliberate on critical findings in the report and discuss solutions ahead. Some highlights in this year's report include geopolitical tensions and effects on businesses, as well as issues of environmental sustainability governance. Speaking to Joy Business after a panel discussion, economist at the University of Ghana, Dr. Priscilla Chubesi-Bafo, advised that exposing businesses to politically influenced activities could have a negative effect in the near future.
I believe they need to not to be too involved in politically sensitive activities, politically sensitive value chains, because if indeed you are, and there happens to be a change which doesn't favor the business, then it means that the business doesn't thrive. And so essentially we are looking for businesses that are resilient regardless of which government is in power. And I think that is the discussion that we need to focus on going forward. And essentially what is required is a solid macroeconomic fundamentals, as we've indicated. There are signs of good recovery on the economic front. And if all things are equal and businesses plan based on the trajectory we are seeing, I believe that the future recovery will.
Meanwhile, senior country partner at KPMG, Anthony Sapon, urged the business community to navigate towards sustainable initiatives as many global supply chains continue to divert attention towards environmental governance.
Both globally in Africa, there's a view that 2025 and beyond is going to see more stability and growth, which is good for businesses, which is good for all stakeholders, which is good for government. What we need from the geopolitical side is the continued stability of political situations. And when you create stability, business leaders prefer it. They're able to plan, they're able to execute, and they're able to deliver on their ambitions. So we're looking forward to the next 3 years being a global world where, with all the challenges of supply chain, with all the challenges of conflict, with all the challenges of economic downturn, looking forward to a situation where globally in Africa, businesses will focus on sustainability, businesses will focus on growth, and businesses will focus on developing the skills of people. And to sum it all up, this all ends up in ESG.
Over 130 CEOs from across the globe were interviewed in this year's Outlook.
That's all for business. We'll be back with more news at 1 o'clock on Marketplace. Now back to Emefa for the rest of the bulletin. Emefa.
Thank you so much, Winston. Now, let's take you to Cape Coast, where Adavia is on standby. Jackie, actually, is on standby to bring us both the sadness and the excitement. I'm excited for Infantipim and very, very sad for Prempeh because my channel manager, KOP, won't be a happy man today. Let's go to Jackie.
For the word confess, thy name, O J, so be forever blessed. Hallelujah.
Well,
MFA, I mean, it's been an exciting first contest for the day for the quarterfinal stage, with Infantapim qualifying to the next stage, which is the semi-final. Now, a quick rundown on the contest, which was live on Joy News, was that at the end of the day, it was they had the same marks, Infantapim and Prempeh College, 53-53. Then it took a tiebreaker for Infantapim to proceed to the next stage. And, you know, when you know Infantapim and Prempeh College, they've had a long-standing history of, I wouldn't say feud, but we call it the father and son affair. But today, the father has actually conquered. They are moving on to the semi-final stage. But how are you feeling now?
As I said earlier, we are very ecstatic. There's a feeling of happiness everywhere. We are all excited that we've been able to progress to where we got to last year. So now our hope is just to continuous competence. Yes, we want to get to another stage. Yeah. So as time progresses, you move, you do better than before. So last year we got to this stage, so we want to go further, which is the final. That's our ultimate goal, and to win.
Now, what message do you have for your sons, your Prempeh guys?
Oh, all I like to tell them is that they should pass by the beach before they go, because it's very clear that in a region like Eastern region, there is no like sea water body. So they should pass by there and experience the sea, like the cold weather before they go. And when the breeze, and when they are done, they can come and then we'll talk as father and son.
I see. Well, but Christian was last year's contestant for the NSMQ. He's here to support his students, and you probably remember him from last year from a very popular phrase where he said you are the star. But Christian, how are you feeling right now, knowing that your school has sailed through to the next stage?
It's a normal feeling. We won as usual, so I mean, it's normal.
Do you think it's a revenge for you?
No, they are going to do better. It's not revenge. It's like they are just excelling. It's not revenge. It's not revenge.
Revenge?
Yeah. No.
All right, now let me speak to this young lad here too. Now, you're moving to the semis. You're going to meet, well, at the end of the day, we have a day more to see the schools that will qualify to the quarterfinal stage. You're part of the three. We already have 3 schools in the semis. You're the 4th school now. We don't know the other schools you'll be meeting in your category. There's a likelihood you meet Presec, Legon, your contestant today. What message do you have for them?
You see, last year we said we are the stars. Yeah. But let me give you some qualities of a star. A star shines brighter. So this time around, we are going to show them that we are the stars and we shine brighter. Yeah. We are going to show them we are the stars. We are the stars. We are the stars.
From the hill. Well, I'm still here with the student. The contest that actually ended, Prempeh College goes home. And of course, they were in that contest too with Swedru Secondary School. They ended the contest with 27 points. The second contest is actually underway, which is going to be between Osaiti to SHS, GSTS, and APAM SHS. You might want to stick for that contest too. Back to you in the studio, MFA.
Okay, but have you had any conversation with the Prempeh College students? Have you?
God is a mover. God is a mover. God is a mover.
MFA, I can't really hear what you're saying. Can you please come again?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Jackie. I'll let you go and then bring us an update of the next contest that's happening now, later. All right, so we'll be back. Thank you. Do stay.
Time for sports on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Now, the much anticipated Joy Sports Invitational Football Tournament took a major step forward with official draw. In this knockout competition, each corporate team will battle through a series of exciting fixtures, hoping to ultimately claim the trophy. Let's check out the draw, and of course, the multimedia group will come up against Magdan, a very difficult fixture, but in the other matches as well, Adansi Travels, they come up against Nationwide Tech. Minerals Commission face IS Evolution's consort Magdan, of course, like I mentioned, will take on Multimedia Group. The Luckiest face Ideal Air. Apex Bank take on Emiko Ghana. Axis Pension will come up against Aviance Ghana. Jetlink also lock horns with Safoda. Well, PWAC will take on Multi-Choice. Piva Beverages face Sewa Nano. Stanbic Bank will face Omni Basic Bank. Now, the battle of the banks there. Costa Bright face NPA. Aramex take on NIC. Labadi Beach Hotel come up against Republic Bank, and of course, Zenith Bank will come up against Premier Health. And that's your sports on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Back to you, MFA.
Thank you so much, Haruna. Now, please, that's all for the news today. My name is MFA Akosia Adeti. There's more on myjoyonline.com. Do stay for more programs on the channel.